The Tenney School was founded by George and Judy Tenney on June 5, 1973 at 10 a.m. Many program enhancements have been made over the school's history, but one-to-one instruction has remained the primary distinctive. To celebrate our school's 50th anniversary, we've put together this video to cover the 50-year history of the school, as well as some important changes and milestones along the way. At founding, the Tenney School was located at 1200 South Post Oak Road in Houston, Texas. The original Tenney School was less than 500 square feet and just 3 rooms. Initially, the Tenney School provided tutoring in math, reading, and SAT preparation, but quickly developed a one-to-one program for full-time students. At that time, the state of Texas required 16 core credit classes to graduate from high school. The initial class offerings at the Tenney School were all one-to-one English, science, history, and math classes. Students attended each class for an hour and a half a day and attended school 4 days a week. Over time, the school determined that shorter classes were better for student comprehension and retention. Classes were decreased from an hour and a half to 2 45-minute sessions and eventually 3 30-minute sessions per week. The school also transitioned to a full 5-day-a-week schedule to enable all classes to be scheduled. In May of 1975, the first student graduated from the Tenney School. As demand for the one-to-one education grew, the Tenney School expanded to additional classrooms in the same location. By this expansion, the school occupied 1,500 square feet. By 1977, the Tenney School had outgrown the space available for the school at 1200 South Post Oak, and on July of 1977, the school was moved to 8401 Westheimer Road. In the initial space at 8401 Westheimer, there was 1,500 square feet available for the school, enabling each department to have its own room and cubicles to house several teachers. The new space also allowed for a student break room for study and socializing between classes. The school was accredited in 1978 by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools and by the Texas Education Agency. Prior to 1981, students graduated as they completed the state requirements for graduation. The first graduation ceremony was conducted on the school property for the class of 1981. Also in 1981, the school purchased a Radio Shack TRS-80 computer and added a computer class as its first elective course. At this time, the school also added group classes in math and English to complement the one-to-one instruction students were receiving in all core subjects. In 1982, the school began offering journalism and yearbook class and began to produce school yearbooks. In 1985, the state of Texas increased the graduation requirements to 20 credits, or 5 classes per year. Additional group elective courses were added to the school offerings to meet the 20 credit requirements for graduation. By 1986, the school took an additional space at 8401 Westheimer, increasing the school footprint to 7,000 square feet. This increase allowed the creation of supervised study halls, now called homerooms, for students. In addition to being a place for students to complete homework, all testing was administered in study hall by a study hall teacher. A full computer lab was built out in 1987 and became the location for computer and yearbook electives to be taught. At this time, Texas also added the requirements for schools to provide science labs as part of the high school science curriculum. So a science lab was added to the curriculum and became another group class on student schedules. In 1988, Texas graduation requirements were changed again, now requiring 21 credits for graduation from high school and 22 if the student intended to go to college. Of these 22 credits, 1 had to be in computer science, 2 in foreign language, and 1 in fine arts. Tenney School added Spanish, French, computer science, and art classes to comply with these changes. In 1989, language labs were also added to enhance the one-to-one language classes. Tenney also began a student council theater arts class as an elective in 1989. It was also the first year of the Christmas dance. By 1990, the school had outgrown the space available at 8401 Westheimer and purchased property at 2055 South Gessner to house the Tenney School. The school occupied a portion of the first floor initially, but eventually grew to occupy the entire 13,000 square feet available on the first floor. At 205 South Gessner, an additional study hall was added for middle school students. Growth at 2055 South Gessner allowed the school to increase the size of the science lab and add fitness room to support elective PE classes. In mid-1990, another study hall was added called the testing room, creating a room specifically for student testing. In 1995, a calculator was added to the curriculum for teaching math. In addition, SAT prep classes were started to help students prepare for college entrance exams. Up until 1998, school records had been produced by hand. Students did receive grades, but parent feedback was also given via progress letters written to parents. In 1998, the school transitioned to a student information system for collecting and reporting on student performance. In 2007, George and Judy's second son, Mike Tenney, moved back to Houston to work with them as director at the school. By 2009, George and Judy had retired and Mike Tenney took over as the head of school. In 2010, student course load was increased from 6 to 7 courses per year to allow more space for elective courses and credits. In 2013, the Tenney School moved to its current location at 3500 South Gessner. At the current location, the school square footage has increased to 18,000 square feet. The additional square footage includes space for a lunchroom, an assembly room, and additional classrooms and homerooms. In 2014, the school started a music program. Classes included guitar, piano, voice, and a band for students already proficient with an instrument. By 2015, each student was provided a Chromebook to complete class assignments. In 2019, the Tenney School built out a sport court on the property to allow for more electives as part of the PE program. While a lot of things have changed at the Tenney School over the years, the one constant that remains is one-to-one instruction. We are very happy to be here to celebrate 50 years of one-to-one learning with you. If you're a former Tenney teacher, student, or parent, we are grateful to you for your partnership to reach this incredible milestone. We are only here because of you.